Hello, everybody. How are you? This is, Mark's double checking.
Hello. And happy Thanksgiving.
Yay. Oh, that was so sweet. That was so sweet. So we had a great Thanksgiving and really enjoyed taking a break. It is so good to see you. I'm sorry I didn't do the show on Friday. I've been having the worst time this year with my arthritis. So I try to call it my Arthur, and makes me not quite sound as old. Let me pull down the shade. It is, I always forget until I get on here, and it is, it was way, way too bright. So who is here? And you know what I found after not going to a retreat for 2 years? When I got home from that retreat, I had all kinds of aches and pains, and loading up all the heavy equipment into the car the last day was tough on me. And then, I came home and it was like everything hurt. And so the weather changed so abruptly, I think that made it worse. But anyway, you like that quilt? That is a quilt from, I'm trying to remember. I was trying to remember I don't think it was a mystery quilt. It actually might have been from I think it was my very first year going to the Myrtle Beach quilt party. And it was a class I took. And isn't that just lovely? And what it's inside the medium squares, actually, I think the center square might be a little bit. But inside the medium squares, it was pieced so that it's like a kaleidoscope, getting different designs. And it was the first time I'd ever done anything like that. And actually, I love it. I do love it. So thank you for noticing that, because I try to bring something new and different to show you. So it is so good to be here. And how many quilts have I made approximately? Gosh, that's a good question. I'm thinking. I probably altogether, because most of them I give away, so probably a few hundred quilts. And I've been doing it on and off since 1988 or 1990, somewhere in the late 1980s, I took my first class. But all the first things I made, I used as gifts or gave them for different reasons. And so some of my best quilts are out there. In fact, I was at my daughter Becky's for Thanksgiving, and I said, the quilt on your wall, which is the quilt that's in the background of my YouTube site, and it's got a lot of yellow in it, and it's binding tool star, which I've taught y'all or helped you to learn how to do. And I said, Becky, that is my favorite quilt I've ever made. So, and she is the proud owner. She loves it. It stays on her wall. In fact, it was cute. Probably 5 or 6 years ago, she had to lend it back to me so I could take it to a trunk show. And her son came in, who was like 7 or 8 at the time, and said, Mom, where is it? So I try not to borrow it anymore. They're attached to it. So anyway, it is so good to see all of you. And, oh, wow. I see Debbie and Polly and Marcia and Alberta. Lisa, Polly again. Oh, it is so good to see all of you. I know it's a busy holiday weekend, and I'd like to say I have things to show you, but I haven't done a whole lot this week. I have to be honest. I decided that I needed a little break. And so I have taken that break. And Mark and I have been hanging out. We've tried to get just a little bit done that we needed. But last night we watched When Harry Met Sally. Oh gosh, it was great to see that again. Talk about taking you back. I mean, unbelievable. And that was a very sweet movie. So we watched that, and I'm trying to think of others. We've just been kind of getting into it and relaxing. Hello, Adele. How are you, sweetheart? So, and then I went off the other day and got my hair cut. And I told her take 2 inches off of it because it had gotten to the point where it was driving me crazy. And you know, when you start reaching to try to pull it into a ponytail or just want to shave it off, it's time to get a haircut. So I stopped in there and with my mask on, being all careful, and she did a great job. So I just kind of let her go for it. So it is thank you, Debbie and Marcia. It is so good to see all of you today. What we're going to do, I have been a busy shopper for craft supplies because I decided for the next month, I want to concentrate on doing crafts to get ready for Christmas. So that's what we're going to work on. Remind me later, I will flip this around because I would like to one more time show you our Christmas block of the week. I have gotten mine completely assembled. This week, I'm going to put it on the frame and get some quilting done with it. So I will turn that around and show it to you in just a minute. Also, I wanted to go on record to say that my new Juki sewing machine is wonderful. And I'm very, very thankful that I was able to get that. And I'm real pleased with the purchase of it. It's the best. And I did some thread painting with it at the retreat, having the auto lift feature so that I can keep both of my hands on the quilt while I'm thread painting has been huge. Also, Polly, if you remember the names of those two art quilters, landscape quilters, I would love if you would type them in for people because my goodness, especially I think her name was Rachel. I think it was Rachel Wright, Wright. She was amazing. The other one, I don't even remember. But I think Miss Polly is showing quite good potential for landscape quilting. And I think she is ready to move to the next level. And I'm so tickled. Also, while I'm thinking about it, and I was thinking to myself, that one thing I love about what I do is the fact that I can give you ideas and hints and introduce you to things, and then you can pick it up and run with it and go far beyond what I'm able to create, far beyond my one-person vision. So also, Polly, write down Bonnie Langenfeld because she is in fact, let me type it in. And I think she has a Thanksgiving sale. She has a little hard drive that she sells for like $30, $35. And it has a lesson and examples of her wonderful thread painting work. So let me type in, hi, Melissa, Bonnie Langenfeld. So look her up. She is a wonderful teacher. I took a class from her last spring as part of the Mancuso virtual classrooms, which there are going to be more of. And I'm so excited because their classes sell out really fast. So be looking up Mancuso Virtual Classroom, and they're going to have plenty more to come. So now I'm going to turn on a light and show you some of the craft stuff that I bought. Oh, before I do that, I don't want to forget, I've got my granddaughter's dress. Oh, it doesn't have the belt with it. The belt is so cute, but I'm hemming it. So when we went over their house for Thanksgiving, I started to hem it, but it is really, really cute. And with the belt she has, I think it came out so well. And it just looks absolutely precious on her. And she's a junior in high school. And so it just, nowadays the combat boot look is in, but it's interesting. There's also a feminine look that it's kind of a mix. And I think that's a lot of fun. So let's see what I got when I went. I have done all my shopping online because it's nicer and easier. It doesn't save me any time because it takes quite a while to go through the online, all of the different items they have for sale. But I bought these because I was looking for pine cones. Let me grab my candles here. All right. I'm looking to show y'all different ways to take candles and decorate them for Christmas. And what I'm going to do is I have some paraffin wax, and I'm going to melt some paraffin wax. I have a little, it's made for melting wax. It looks like a little tiny electric fry pan. And so I'm going to melt some paraffin, and then I'm going to embed some things in here. And one of the things I want to embed are tiny little pine cones. And this afternoon, Mark and I are going to go get our Christmas tree because I read on the news yesterday that they're in short supply. So I said, let's go get it. And then I'm not ready to put it up until next weekend, but we can put it in a big bucket of like a 5-gallon bucket of water and keep it until next year. So then they had this ribbon. They had this ribbon on sale, and this order came from, oh gosh, that might have been Michael's or Joann's. I don't know. I shop between Michael's and Joann's. Oh, I got to show you the cutest thing. Do you see this? For some weird reason, I didn't like these back when I was a teenager. I thought they were kitschy, and so I didn't like them. Well, guess what? I now adore them because they're not just kitschy anymore. They're nostalgic. They're vintage. But look at this cute little thing. I got it from Target for $5. I think with tax, it was $5.23, something like that. And I had the curbside pickup. They brought it right out. It was so easy to do. But is that just so cute? The big ones now are pretty expensive, so I don't know, if I'll get one of the big ones. So, but isn't that sweet? So that is one of my new favoriteest things. So, and that's a gift I bought myself. Well, a gal's got to do, what she's got to do. And Mark, with his blessing, hey, honey, if you find something you'd like for Christmas, go ahead and grab it. Well, I did. Let me tighten up this little thing. Okay. All right. Let me see. And don't forget, Deborah, let me get my glasses on. Deborah Wersu is the other artist. Yes. Thank you, Polly, for sharing that. Gals, if you like the landscape quilting, please look into these two ladies. They are incredible artists. The good thing about Deborah Wursu is that she has some books for sale. So you can actually, Rachel's from England, so I don't know if Rachel has made any books to help share her ideas. But anyway, the other day, this might have come from Joann's, and I was looking for a label, but they had these for $1 a spool. And so I ended up getting 4 of them because one of my ideas to do for Christmas is to make a foam Christmas tree and to wrap this and glue it, wrap it around to form the tree. Or maybe I'll wrap it around the bottom of the candle. Make sure that when you put stuff on real candles that may be burned, make sure that you keep them well out of the burn area. And if you give them as gifts, yeah, I couldn't find books from Rachel either, but she does have. So then I had to get some more googly eyes because I think I have some around the house, but I can't find them. And then I tried ordering bells online. Now, the only problem about ordering online, if you're not really familiar with millimeters or centimeters, millimeters, you might not realize the size. This is not the size I thought they would be. Hello, Kathy Klein. These are so tiny. So, these aren't going to really show up. And they actually ring. Let me see if you can hear them. But they actually ring, but they're tiny. So hopefully I'll find some more. Luckily, while I was at the retreat, somebody had these for 50 cents, and I bought them. So thank goodness I have some normal size. I wonder if this says what size they are. These are 16 millimeter, and this is 6. So be prepared that 6 millimeter is absolutely tiny. I think it's a little less than 1/4 of an inch. Hush. Mark is out blowing leaves. So then, all right. So I'm going to use this on wrapping a Christmas tree form and maybe putting one on the bottom of the candles. And then I'm thinking that maybe I would also take some either real little peppermints or make them out of polymer clay and put them around the base of a candle. And, you won't believe this. And I have been online for hours and hours every day looking for Christmas ideas, the latest and greatest. One of them is where you take the peppermint candies and you put them over parchment paper or something that won't burn or melt and put them in a low, like a 300-degree oven for a few minutes, and the candies will start to barely melt. They call it, I think, slumping. And they'll slump, and you'll put them over a glass, like big, good-sized custard dish, and they'll slump down. Well, actually, okay, let me go back because I want to tell you this so that you'll be able to do it. Okay, so you get about 19 unwrap the peppermint candies. Then you lay them on a circle on parchment paper or a silicone baking sheet, and you put them in the oven for, I think it was, I don't know, you better watch it, but I think it was 300 for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to stand right there and watch mine. And then you take it out real quick and take that sheet out with the proper protection for your hands, and you lay it over an upside down custard dish. And then you take and just gently push the paper down with something protecting your hands and form it to the shape of the custard dish. And then once it fully cools and you peel away the silicone or the parchment paper, I'm going to try it with wax paper because that's what I have. It should make a little candy bowl. I thought that would be really cool. But the one thing I want to make sure is how will it accept some kind of sealer? Because I don't want a sticky candy bowl sitting on my tables. So when I work on that, and I will show you, if it works out, I will definitely show it to you. All right, so let's come back over. But anyway, today is just tons of ideas of things that I'm going to do. Last week I showed you this piece of, it's like got a wood grain. Is that my laptop or my camera? Something's got dust on it. But anyway, this is a wood grain style paper. Well, it's not focusing in, so I'm not going to worry. I got this last week, and that's going to be for tags. Then I got some of this paper because I want to make some ornaments. So I got a couple sheets of these dictionary pages because they just look smart, don't you think? Do you leave the plastic? No. You peel it off once it starts to cool and you've got it in shape, and then you peel that off. But I'm still thinking, with humidity in the house and stuff, I don't want to. I've got some can acrylic spray on sealer, and I'm going to try it with that. But I will definitely let you know. I saw this when I was looking for papers online, and I had to get it. Of course I had to get it. They only had one more of this because I ordered several of this. I thought this I could take to cover something, or I could take a strip to put along the bottom of a candle too. So, and then some burlap paper. See that texture? I love it. And because burlap decorations are all the rage right now. So I got a couple pages of the burlap. And so now I've got this. Let me find a place to put this. Some things I've shown you before. Some things are going to be new. I also went online and found free, copyright-free music. And I edited just what I wanted because I've got these cute little ornaments that I'm looking to cover, and especially for my son and his wife, who are professional musicians, I thought how absolutely cute to have this. And so then what I'll do is I'll come in here, cut it loose. So I sized it to what size, then I filled the page with them. And now I'll cut it out. Okay. Then I'm going to, these are just little wooden pieces that have been pre-primed. I think I got them from Michael's. And just a few, maybe $4 and something for a pack of 12. And so I put some of the tacky glue down. And then I'm going to make sure that I center this. And I want the title. Let me come bring you down a little more. I want the title to show. So what I'm going to do is kind of center it the best to make sure I get it, horizontally straight so it's not crooked. All right. And then I'll smooth this out. Okay, make sure it's centered. Smooth it out. Get any lumps or bubbles out from underneath. And then I'm going to let it dry. Now, another thing that's a good thing to do is take a piece of cardstock, an old credit card, whatever, and smooth it down so you get a nice smooth. In fact, I need to do a little bit more up here. And you smooth it down really good because remember, it's going to show when you put the finish on it. So what I'm going to do is let this dry. And then I might wrap the paper part way around the edge. I'll see. But I might wrap it and then cut it loose from the back. And if I want, I can put one on each side. And then once this is all done, I'm going to take some gold paint and paint the little loop up there. Paint it gold. And then I'll put a bow on it, and then I'll put a hanger. But I'm also going to put Mod Podge on this. So let me see. I want to make sure I've got it. And don't mess with it too much. Once the paper absorbs the glue, then the paper is at risk of tearing. So now that I've got this on there, I'm going to take and put it aside and let it dry. And then I'll trim it out, put Mod Podge, paint the little thing here gold. Because luckily, I managed to find some beautiful gold paint from Joann's. Michael's. This was Michael's. And let me tell you, one thing I've learned, if you want to do Christmas crafts, buy early. Everybody thinks of doing Christmas crafts this time of year. Now, one of the ways that I can cut this off, I'm not going to do it until it dries because the paper is damp and it will tear. But you can take a razor knife and you can go around. Once it's fully dry, you can go around and trim it even with the edge. And I might do that and then take a tiny little brush and put gold paint around the edge. I think I like that best. Instead of wrapping the paper, I'll trim it even with the edge and then take a tiny little skinny tiny brush like this one and put some of that gold paint and paint this and the edge gold. And I think that's going to be really pretty. And then get a really nice ribbon to hang it up with, and then that becomes a nice gift. So that's, I've got all kinds of ideas with some of that paper you saw that this will be really cute for. Other raw ingredients is a natural twine made of jute. That, along with the burlap being very popular this year. See, I like looking to see what's very popular out there right now, because that way you can keep your crafts fresh and up to the minute. So here I have some tape that is like a floral tape, because I'm going to try to make a metal frame and of a Christmas tree and then cut out some felt. My daughter has a woolen Christmas tree that I love. So she's going to send me pictures of what it looks like. And I'm going to try to make my own. If it works out, I'll let you know. Because, that kind of stuff can be very expensive. All right. So this is some satin. I just got it from Joann's. Because Mark and I've never made us our own stockings. I made myself stocking in my former life, and I made it in diamonds. I sewed it with metallic thread and diamonds, and then put a bead in the center of each diamond, and it was really lovely. But something melted, a candle melted against it up in the attic at some point, so it's kind of stained. And then I thought, wait a minute, Mark and I need our own stockings. I mean, after 17 years, wouldn't you think? So this, I'm probably going to do a silver metallic for this. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to use a silver metal bead or a pearl to go inside each. I'm going to quilt it, make it. Hello, Christine O'Brien. It is so good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you, too. So one yard will give me, I wanted white satin. I tried to get some white satin to use for the top of the stocking, but they ran out. So I'll figure out something. I might have some Sherpa, or I don't know. I'm going to look around. It might be really nice if I had some silver satin to do the little top edge of the stocking. But I'm going to quilt and I'm going to try. If I do this when I'm not on live stream, I'll try to make some videos. but I'm going to quilt this and show you that Harlequin kind of look, like from the Robin Hood days in Court Jester. And then I put a big bell on the toe. I make the toe kind of skinny. So I'll be showing you that too. So anyway, I'm going to make some stockings for Mark and I. Then I was so excited. Joann's carried some burlap. This is the natural brown. They didn't have any more of. And this is more of a golden brown. But that's okay. And I'm curious to see what... This would be great wrapped around a candle, but this would have to be a non-burning, because I can imagine that would go up. It would go up in flames. So you picture of the, oh, honey, Melissa, send me a photo or video or something. One thing I got when I was there, I lost at the retreat somehow. I misplaced my little snips. I had a black version of these snips. These I got for just a couple dollars. They're kind of a knockoff on the Fiskars. And the Fiskars little snips I bought so many years ago. They were black and gray. And I was brokenhearted because I lost them. So when Joann's had their Black Friday sale, I got them for 50% off. So I got one for upstairs and one for downstairs. So I got them for like $9.99 a pair. And I love it. If you have watched me for any length of time, you'll know these are my go-to cutters for so many things. So, and these, they tried that they just aren't built. Whatever brand they are, they're just not a Fiskar. So, okay. I got some dowel rods because I'm going to, whoops, I better back this up so we can see more. I'm going to do dowel rods because I want to make, Mark, in fact, today is going to cut down. We have a Paulownia tree that we cut to the ground every year because then when it comes back out in the spring, it makes huge 2.5 foot wide diameter leaves for the garden. And it's so pretty. And so he's going to cut down the Paulownia stem, which is about this big around, and then take slices of it. And I'm going to put these, I'm going to cut them in half and put them in I'm going to make some fabric Christmas trees. And so I'll have the base out of the Paulownia stem with this put in it as the tree base. And then I bought just a little bit of felt sheets because I can use these for so many different things. And you notice I got shades, like this is a very deep red because I'm going to do different things where some of them I'm going to want different shades. These are for snowman noses right here. I forgot what I got the yellow for. Oh, I think they're going to be penguin feet. And so then notice how many shades of green I got because in making that wool Christmas tree that I'm going to make, I wanted a lot of color. Then I am going to take some of this and some of this and make unusual colored Christmas trees because I saw them. I'm going to show you. Don't worry. I'm going to show you the research, the pictures that I found, and you'll see why I got so many. Because I thought I'm going to make some like ombre between these 3 blues. Isn't that pretty? So, and then some are going to be like neutrals. And I'm going to be giving these to my kids and keep few for myself, I hope. Here is some wonderful snowflake glitter I got. Then this came in from, oh, and you know what? I have another package out in the mailbox. Ooh, I wonder if I can get a hold of Mark and have him get it for me. But this came in from Amazon, and I bought some more paint bottles because, I love taking and painting all kinds of scenes on ornament balls. And so what I like to do is on the inside, I will coat it with a colored glitter. On the outside, I paint. And I love the paint to be in these tiny little metal tip, fine tip bottles. And you can find these so cheap. This is 20 pieces and it was like $7. So really wonderful. And that way you can put the paint in and you can, as long as you keep the tip clean and keep the little lid, protective lid on it, you can have them set up for when you have a moment to work. Then I found these online from Fun Thrifty Mom. Fun and Thrifty Mom. Fun, I don't know if it's Fun Ann or Fun Thrifty Mom. Free printouts. So if you want to take and make different ornaments and things, here's free. I got the plastic bulbs because I'm too afraid if I work with a glass ball that while I'm painting it, I'm going to crack it, break it in my hand. I have done that before. And I've got big hands and I tend to really get into my work. And, I wanted to show them. These are so clear. I get them from Michael's. And in fact, I think I paid $14.99 for this big carton of them. And this weekend they're on sale for $9.99. So I wish I had gotten that, but I wanted to make sure I had time. Let me go holler to Mark real quick and see if he can get the package out of the mailbox for me. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. He's herding leaves and he had his headphones on and so he couldn't hear me. But don't worry, I halfway jogged down to get them myself. All right, here we go. Let's see. Woo! What is, let's see what I have. Okay. This morning when I checked the computer, it said, oh, your package is in the mailbox. And I thought, oh, get that before I go online and show y'all. Because I like showing you anything I get and letting you know what I'm planning on doing with it. Oh, this is for my birthday. My Christmas present that I picked out myself. Hair gel. Now, I know there had to be something in here I wanted to show you. No. What I thought was going to come in didn't. Well, poo. Okay, well, let me see. So I went all the way out there, and it's not in yet. Well, kept you waiting for nothing. Oh, okay. I got this, which is a package of pen backs. And you have to be real careful when you're buying these pen backs because, I'm taking those Dorset buttons and making pen backs. So you've got to be careful when you order these. I got them off of eBay. You want to get this kind of closure. They have cheaper ones where this just goes underneath something, but then they can fall off easily. Whew. So I ran all the way out there just for that. Let me see. Oh, here's this other. I don't know. Let me see. But Mark is out there all the way down by the street, and I'm so glad he wears good ear protection when he's doing it, but hollering to him would not have worked. Okay, maybe this is, oh, well, yes, I did want to show you this. Okay, well, then this is good. I didn't keep you waiting for totally nothing. So who on here, the other week I was talking about I hate thread painting through fusibles because it gets the needle all gummy and then it's a mess. Someone recommended me getting this, that they're super non-stick needles. So if you're here, please know I heard you and I said, I have to try that. So anyway, here it wasn't you, Melissa. Thank you so much. So see, I listened to you. That was very good. So I did listen to my Melissa, and now I have them. They're Schmetz, and I got them. This is what I was thinking. I had forgotten what it was I wanted to show you, but this is it. So Schmetz, and they're super non-stick needles. And I think they were like $6 and something, just under $7. But this is going to come in very handy when I do stitching through fusibles. So thank you, Melissa. All right. So I didn't keep you waiting for nothing. And it wasn't much of a jog. Trust me. I don't jog that well anymore. So I got some more really ultra fine snow glitter and some paint pens, which are wonderful when you are trying to write and personalize the those Christmas balls, and something I got last year, which I'll tell you about. I like to draw on the plastic ornaments. Let me see if I can get one of these puppies out. But they do a really good job. I appreciate it, of taping the edge, but it's translucent and I can't see it. So here we go. Okay. And there's at least 25 balls in there. And see how clear they are? They really look nice. And then what size are the balls? I got them from Michael's, and I think these were 2.5 inches. If I remember correctly, they're 2.5 inch diameter. And let me tell you why. Because I found, yes, these are 2.5 inches. So let me show you. Get it right. So 2.5 inches. And right now, I don't know when the sale ends, today or something, but they are $9.99 for, I think it's 25 of them. What a good deal. Oh, the needles. Good point. Thank you. The needles are, I'll show you. Come on, focus. Okay, 70/10 or 130 something 05, 705, I don't know. But so they're 70/10, which I kind of wish they were a little thicker, but the thicker would pick up more glue. So main thing, I just looked for non-stick. Yeah, they're 70/10. So they're a little thin. Be careful if you go through too many layers. But there we go. Okay. So Schmetz. Because when I looked them up, that's all I found. This is a bottle from Bouillon Cubes. And what I'm going to do is take it up and either use Gooby Gone or I'll try alcohol, rubbing alcohol first. I'm going to turn this into a snow globe. Now, the reason I never thought about it before is I don't like the plastic lid. Well, guess what? I saw people who just doing the Christmas decorations who just paint the plastic lid with a metallic color. And guess what? Then it looks wonderful. And I'm going to make myself my own little snow globe. So I'll be doing some little miniatures, and I've got some of those little pretend trees and all that. So that's going to be fun. All right, I put it through the dishwasher, and that's all the better it got. And then luckily, while I was at Michael's, because I'm pretty sure this was from Michael's, and I got this on sale for like half price, and it's Christmas color pearls. Pretty. All right, now let me see. I think of the things I had stacked up here, I've shown you my most exciting things. So now what I want to do is, while I've shown you all of my goodies, and don't forget I've still got plenty of the Lumiere paints. I've got tons. I didn't show you this. The main thing was to get lots of white paint for snow. And what I do I'll be showing you this on a video, but I like to tell you ahead. I take and put paint or like a Mod Podge kind of thing and glitter inside the ball, the plastic ornaments. So I try when I can paint the inside, because that way it won't flake or rub off. And then what I do is I get a piece of styrofoam with toothpicks or skewers, and I let it dry upside down. And then when it's all dry, you can do anything with it. But I, this year, bought metallic paint, and I bought that color, and I brought this beautiful blue. And then I have silver. Silver. And you have to check your acrylics and make sure they say multi-surface, work on plastic or glass. Here's gold, the gold I showed you before. But I like to put that stuff inside. This year, what I'm going to do is do some striped balls. And what I will do is carefully drop the paint in, let it sink down, okay? Do one color of stripes, let it dry, then come back and then put the next color stripes. You have to let it dry or else it'll just mix and become mud. But I've got so many. You wait till you see all the ideas I have. This is my time of year. It is when I'm the happiest. And I got the nice 8-ounce bottle of the white, this cheap acrylic paint, whatever I can find easiest and cheapest. And these paints are multi-surface. So you see where it'll show you. It'll do wood, glass, and metal. That's what you want. Because you want to make sure that the paint is going to grip onto the balls. If you got paint that wouldn't grip, then you'd have to do some kind of primer first, and that's work. And I like to play. But I've got some red and green, regular red, regular green, and I am so ready to have fun. What I've decided to do, I have been cleaning up down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this table up as Craft Central. All of my craft supplies, my Lumiere paints that I used with such success last year. I'm going to put my batting scraps, everything that I have, Christmas, the fabrics. I'm going to make some of these Christmas trees with everything. I'm going to put everything on that counter so that when I come down and I've got half an hour to craft, I just look. I'm going to have a list written, because I forget if I don't write a list. I'm going to have a list written, and then I just pick out the stuff I need for that craft, take it back upstairs with me, and then have fun because I need a place that can handle everything for me. You know, all my supplies in one location so I don't forget. And make it easy on yourself. If you make yourself have to go through too many hoops, guess what? You won't do it. And what kind of fun is that? So I used to use like the dining room as my staging place, but that's now Mark's workroom. So anyway, all right. And this is still drying. I double checked it. The main thing you have to make sure when you use things you print out for crafting is that if you were to get the top wet, the ink will run. So that's why I say don't touch it too much. You know, get it on, scrape something across. The glue was on the inside. Now, when it comes time to do the sealer, like a Mod Podge, I'm going to be ready with a very clean, well lined up brush, and I'm going to dip it in clean Mod Podge and run across. I'm not going to sit and play with it. You just take and quickly run it across. If you're worried at all that the ink might have run, then wipe your brush in between stripes across. Don't put a dirty brush back in the Mod Podge and don't run it again across the item. And that way you can keep a nice, clean, clear look to your ornaments. And this, by the time I give these away, this will have cost me, you know, very little. And I've made something from the heart. So that's why I love crafting. And today is what? The 28th of November. So I've got quite a few weeks to do it. And I'm very excited. All right. So now let me put some things out of my way. And then let's go look at some of the ideas I came up with. And then right after that, we'll do show and tell. And then I'll come back and we can talk about it and see what things you are interested in seeing. Let me turn off my unnecessary lights so you can see the pictures good. And all right, I'm ready. Let's get going. This is, you just don't know. Crafting for me, I love quilting. You know that. I love, you know, any kind of basket making, anything like that. But crafting is just my most fun. Let me see. I'm trying to get this. So still, see, this is the one problem I'm going to have him help me fix, is because this knuckle wants to tilt. Okay, so now I bring it. I can't use the camera. I've got to use the knuckle. Okay, I will get it straight. Let's go to these photos of the cool stuff I have been searching the internet for. All right, holiday crafts. I make myself a nice folder, and here I'm going to put it on slideshow because it'll go ahead and make it big so we can all see it. These are great to give me ideas of things to make on the clear balls. These Christmas trees, I'm going to mimic some of those. Look at this. How cute. So these are all giving me ideas of what I want to make. Let me go back 1 second. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll continue to go through here and then I'll come back. Isn't that beautiful? Oops, it really does want to lean. I love those. I'm hoping to be able to build up some paint on the balls. I think that'll make it look really pretty. Look at that candle. It's etched and then filled in. Look at that. And you know, I know how to do that snow now. I figured that out. You just put some paint on a toothbrush and flick it. But these are to give me ideas on how to do. I want to be able to do the lettering. I want to. Isn't this cool? I'm thinking about doing a project for us that would be simple, though, not too hard. But these are all ideas for what to do with my clear ornaments. And that's something. And look, oh, the little stones. That adds another whole touch. Oh, and I've got to remember to get out my gold foil because I saw some really pretty gold foil work. Look at those hand-painted cuties. But I'm hoping you'll see something on here that you'll say, ooh, I think I'd like to try that. Isn't that beautiful? I have no idea exactly how they did that, but I'm going to try to figure it out. That's a neat cross-stitch pattern. Are these the cutest little Christmas tags? Wouldn't that be a cute handmade Christmas card? Look at that. I would love to figure out exactly how they did that. And not, you know, some of these things are things you can buy, but anything that caught my attention, I just saved a picture of because I will figure out how to make it. So I would silver the inside of the ornament and then do the light gray with, and look at this. You put it on a stiff thing and a little clothespin and you'll have what looks like a helium balloon for your tree. More cute tags. Now you see what I've been busy doing this week. I have chalkboard paint left from last Christmas. Isn't that delicate and beautiful? Sequins. I have sequins. I love that tree. More and more ideas. This, I have years worth of old candy canes that now I'm going to turn into a wreath. I have more chalkboard paint. Look at the chevrons. I saw a good number of chevrons this year. I can figure out how to do this. There's the one I printed to show you. These are embroidery patterns that gave me ideas. Isn't that delicate and beautiful? That's actually very easy. I love how the paint is a little puffy. Look at all of these cardinal balls. This is an actual pattern you can buy, but I'm going to make my own pattern. Look at that with the little tiny rhinestones. Isn't that exquisite? Isn't that beautiful? I'm thinking of doing it in blue with silver metallic. Here is just to remind me, you can take a fork and carve the candles. Then, by using a couple different layers of paint, you can turn it into the look of a birch bark candle. Look at this is a different design. I never would have thought of that. Look at these cute little clay pots. An imprint of a Christmas tree branch on air dry clay. Then painted. Here is the DIY peppermint candy bowl. This I'm thinking for my grandsons to make. Now, I have no idea how they did this, but that is fascinating. And this, like I say, is a pattern out. I should have saved the name of the pattern. Isn't that beautiful? So what I'm going to try to dare is the fake birch candles. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So I'm definitely going to make one of those. I'm not sure why I saved this. Maybe just because it's pretty. Look at the flower pot snowman with the little candies on top. And I have some little tiny flower pots. Look at the ornament made with burlap. Now this is left clear with just decorating on the outside so it shimmers through. Look at that. You would put white paint on the inside, paint the blue on the outside. This I thought was so cute. A simple gingerbread with part of it eaten off. I thought this was really pretty. And look at this one with, I'm not sure how they did that, but to look like marble. And I'm definitely going to be trying this. This is when I wish I had a Cricut, because you could print out the vinyl face features and just put them on, where I'm going to have to try to recreate it with the little paint bottle. Wonderful snowflakes, just to remind me. Look at that. Isn't that just that simple but wonderful? It's a quilt pattern I've got to finish. Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. Simple but beautiful. And I'm going to be doing that on some of the balls. So as you can see, there's all kinds of stuff we can do. But I've got to find some of those little, look at that. Isn't that great? So you can take the sisal ones and just paint them with metallic paint and have that. So these are where I gather ideas and then I'll make them my own. And I just think they're so cute. Look at these that look like granite and marble. This is little beads that they have melted. But I would do that outside because I don't know what is going to be given off with melted plastic beads. That is just popsicle sticks. We've got a bunch of those. I've got little tiny trim that I'll pull out for that. Look at lace. Get a beautiful color ball and then cover it with lace. Look at that. Is that just the cutest? This is made with paper toilet paper rolls. And you just cut them in thin pieces and and flatten them out a little. Look at that. Isn't that precious? I'll be doing some of those too. But there are so many wonderful ideas. Look at simple little twig with little pieces of fabric or ribbon. If you had a cricket, imagine putting that vinyl around a bottle and then a candle in it. There we go. Here are the ornaments with burlap on them. Now this I'm not going to do because remember in the fall I tried to make them on balloons with yarn. It didn't work good. Mark has a wood burning knife. I'm going to look into doing some of that. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Simple, simple. Pour red paint inside a clear ball and then paint that on. Same with this. One color on the inside of the ball and the other color the little decorations. Maisie. So I think I'm just about at the end. Now this, I have no clue because you'd have to leave an open window and that paint on the inside. Maybe you could take and try to put a piece of tape in there, tape it, then pour the paint in. When the paint dries, pull the tape off. That's what I would suggest. And then fabric. That is really neat. Plaids are really popular because of the buffalo plaid craze. These, I think, are beads. That's a lot of beads. I don't have that many beads to spare. And look at the plaids. Love, love, love the plaids. Okay, I think, let me see. Let me go in, bring this down, see. I mean, I gathered so many things. Oh, we were right at the end. There we are. Here is the last little... We were at the end, and those are little hand painted. And what you would do with something like this is you would get the plastic balls, pour black paint on the inside. Let me make these bigger so you can see what I mean. Pour black paint on the inside, let it dry, then come on the outside and do the decorative painting. So it's really that simple. Use the inside as one of your surfaces. The same thing with the ho, ho, ho. Is you pour red paint on the inside of the ball and let that dry and then do the ho, ho, ho and the black belt and the silver buckle, do that on the outside. And I like putting the paint on the inside because it makes it nice and shiny and protected. So, and then there was one more I wanted to show you, this one. This one looks like it might be difficult. It's really not. You put silver glitter and paint on the inside of the plastic ball, let it dry, then come along with white paint on the outside and do that decoration. And some of these, I'm going to be looking at this same thing with this one, the pearlescent paint. You pour the pearl paint on the inside and then do the holly and the berries and the vines on the outside. So, and it's a little tricky. I don't have a lot of experience working with glitter paints, and you've got to make sure that you could get the glitter paint to come out in a fine line like that. I may end up being a little nervous about that and wanting to make a fine line of just my white paint and then have the glitter ready and shake it carefully over the wet paint. That you've just got to, the biggest thing in making these ornaments is have a good drying place for them. So what I'm going to do is take pieces of styrofoam like I have right here. I'm going to take pieces of styrofoam and I'm going to put toothpicks all in them. You could also use a thin nail. And that way I'm going to have lots of surfaces so that while I'm working on one thing, I can put the other in place and let it dry. And you could use toothpicks. You could take those inexpensive skewers you buy from the grocery store, break them in half and sit them in here. And then that way put the ball upside down to let it dry. But you need, I also thought about taking some egg cartons. And if the top won't lay flat, cut the top off. But you have to have places to let this stuff dry. Because if you want to put a really gorgeous design around the whole ball, well, if you don't let the first part dry, when you go to do the second part or you go to do the other side, you're going to smear it. And that is heartbreaking. So between having good places for them to dry and for using these little tiny bottles with these very fine tips, and now I'm not sure this would work with glitter in the paint. That's why, unless you buy a bottle of glitter glue with a nice fine tip, but I'm afraid glitter would plug these up. But these are going to be great for the paint. And like I say, you can put glitter on paint while it's wet. And then when it dries, it's stuck. So I'm hoping that I've given you some ideas. And you decide, you stuffed clear plastic ornaments with polyfill and added iridescent glitter. That sounds wonderful. I've seen people take like the cheap sheet music and cut it in little strips and then kind of roll them around a pencil so they're a little curly and then stick them in a glass ornament, put a ribbon on them. There are so many. I love that you're sharing all this too, because if we share, we learn from each other. I mean, people think they come watch me and how do you think of all this? I don't. I go out and I just do the research, and that way I can bring the ideas to you. And because I'm a good copycat, but I'm not real good at inventing these things. Now, what I'm going to do is I love the Christmas tree, either pillow size or small wall hanging. I love the swirls that are made into a Christmas tree shape on some of those things. And I went and I looked at that one that has a pattern, but that pattern is $9 to $15. And the problem is, I don't want to show you something that then you have to go turn around at this expensive time of year and try to buy. So what I'm going to do is, in my own pea brain, I'm going to come up with my own design. And that way I can share it with you because it's mine. And so I'm not going to follow. I've looked at their pictures for inspiration, but now I'm going to do it from my brain. And not a copy of theirs, but my own version. And then I'm going to share it with you. And you're probably thinking, not another quilt to do. But this is my thought, okay? My thought is I'm going to pick the fabrics that I want to use, probably 3 different colors. And I haven't decided what colors. You could do a tree in red, green, blue, purple, anything. I even have that gold lame I got for free from the free table at the retreat. And I'm going to very carefully put fusible on the back of these. Then I'm going to do the drawing of how I want the tree to be composed. And I'm going to make a copy of it. And then I'm going to cut out the different components. And I'm going to have them all marked and labeled so I know exactly where they go and how. Then I'm going to take and lay these shapes on the different fabrics and cut them out. And then it's just a matter of ironing them on the background. And then if I want to, I can stitch them down. If not, I will let the fusing hold them, and whatever happens, happens. And I can make it into a wonderful pillow or a wonderful little wall hanging. And I'm going to try to make it no bigger than 15-inch square, something like that. Maybe not even that big. and then I'm going to share it. Yeah. And the only thing is, I love some of the patterns with the really, really intricate swirls, but that's too much work even. So I'm going to try to keep it simple and easy and not too many steps. So I plan to have that ready for you next week, because next week is the first Sunday in December. And it's something where you just fuse your interfacing on the backs of the colors, and you number it the way you want, and I will do like I always do, and I will have a file. I just send you the email with it. You can print it off, and you're ready to go. And so if you have a little fusible, or you can use glue, whatever, it doesn't matter. And that way we can just cut it and iron it down. It's done, and it's that easy. And then you can decide if you want to put a border around it. Okay? So, yeah, we can find clip art. We just have to make sure. I thought if I draw it, then I want to make sure I don't violate anyone's copyright rules. And honestly, if I had the extra money now, I love supporting what people do. And I tell you, I've already spent enough. But so anyway, I think I've got just a couple more little things coming from Michaels. I'll show you next week. But I wanted to make sure I had enough. I'm even getting a little thing of plaster to make, because there are times you have to weight the base of the tree down or something. I want to be ready for that. So I'm very excited. This is why I save every bit of scrap batting after I've made a quilt. And so I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Any questions? Curled foil swirlies. I love that. You're right. You know what? Absolutely. Cut up aluminum foil, which helps sharpen your scissors at the same time, and then you can put it in. So what I'm going to try to get us to do is to see puffy paint comes into glitter. Ooh, that might work, as long as it'll dry on a plastic ball or whatever. And it can be something as simple as everyone has a collection of buttons. Put buttons in a plastic ball. So what I'm trying to do is not spend too much, but find creative things that we can have fun with and that we can make as gifts. This year I told my kids, Mark and I have had so many bills, medical bills, car bills, everything, and new air conditioning unit, new refrigerator. And we said, you know what? We told the kids, let's just buy for the children. And then we can, if we have time, we can make gifts for each other. And so, like for one daughter, I might make my cheese wafer cookies, and for the other one, I might make a necklace for. But I'm going to find little things like this that I can give to them, that I can do for much cheaper than finding a gift. So that's what we're going to do. All right, now let me see. Let me check my agenda to make sure I covered everything. I showed you what I bought and everything I've got for the holiday crafting. And, I wanted to show you this. When I was ordering this stuff from Joann's, they had a sale on this for like $4.99. I took this with me to my retreat, because it's sure, when you have very little table space, it makes it really nice. Well, guess what? This is going to be my tool caddy for Christmas decorations and craft making. And that way, if I have it there, I'm going to put paintbrushes in it. I'm going to put all kinds of scissors, glues, all that little stuff that tends to get lost, I'm going to have. So if I make one central place that has everything, and I'm going to go and grab all my collection of buttons. And, let's say you don't want to fill up an entire ball, or if you have a foam, we often have foam balls or foam tree things. And in fact, foam tree things are expensive. So I've decided to try to make some of my own. Oh gosh, I got to tell you this. I've got to tell you this. So Mark, he sprayed my studio. It's a walkout basement. And so when the fall comes, every insect known to man tries to come in here and spend the winter with me. And I don't want them in here. So having asthma, I have to be careful. So I asked him, when I go away to my retreat, would you spray my room? So he did. And oh my gosh, I come back and there's dead bug bodies everywhere. And so today he got out, even more showed up today. So he got out his shop vac and he vacuumed the room. So then I'm thinking, I want to get ready to show the ladies my ideas for things. And I saw this sheet of styrofoam, and I knew it's the kind that when you cut it, it flakes off everywhere. And see, this kind is not that way. This is it's a closed cell foam, and you can cut it and everything, and it doesn't give off all that little junk. But I had a sheet of the other. And I thought, what if I just cut a few shapes and put them together, the biggest one in the center and a little bit smaller on the way out, and then I can kind of carve it like a Christmas tree shape. Mark came downstairs. This was after he vacuumed all the dead bug bodies up. He came downstairs, and I'm covered in white balls everywhere. That styrofoam, I looked down, I was covered, the floor, the desk, everything. So you notice I was a few minutes late today. He had to go get his shop vac again, and he had to vacuum me down. Then I helped him. We vacuumed all the surfaces in the floor again. Then he said, now where did you have this styrofoam? I said, in the laundry room. I saw him putting it in the garbage can out there. And I said, I'm not going to say a word because he had to clean all that up, and that wasn't fun. So anyway, what are we going to do? I tell you. But I'm going to try again with that kind of styrofoam. But I just don't want to spend $4.99 per Christmas tree styrofoam. So I'm going to try to figure out how to get around it. I've even thought of taking a thin cardboard or some stiff layers of paper and make like a paper mache cone type thing, and that I can decorate on the outside, because I'm really into wanting to make interesting cone shaped decorations. So I'm trying to figure that out. But anyway, let me make sure. I was so hot in here because I thought I had my heater turned off when I didn't, and it warmed up this space really fast. So then I had to open the door. It got too hot, and I had to open the door and cool off the room. Okay, anyway, I showed you Charlie's dress, my granddaughter's dress. Then please share photos. Send me photos of the things you've made, the crafts you've made, because that can give us more ideas for this crafting. And I know what I was going to tell you. If you don't want to fill up a whole thing with buttons, try gluing them on the outside. And tacky glue usually works pretty good on that plastic. Or the E6, is it E6000? Something like that glue works really good. The white glue is not good for that plastic stuff. Okay, so now my next exciting thing, and I know we haven't done your show and tell. We'll go to that. I was worried about having it on just looking at something for too long, so we'll go back to it. Oh, real quick to tell you that Melanie won our pincushion contest award, and she chose a gift certificate from Joanne. So I'm real tickled about that. And the Christmas block of the week is all done behind me. That's going to go on the frame. I can't wait. It's going to be hanging on the wall this Christmas. Now, I know some of you haven't finished it all or didn't even start it yet. But for me personally, that was the way to get a Christmas quilt done, is one bite at a time, and I love it. And the light blue areas are going to be great for doing some interesting quilting. I just remembered something. I haven't taken the paper off of it yet. Oh, here I go again. Mark's going to be carrying up the shop vac because, you know, you pull paper off the paper piecing, gets everywhere. He'll be following me with the shop vac for a while. Gosh, I love that man. He puts up with a lot. Okay, so the Christmas block of the week is done. I'll take it up tonight, and I'll take my time taking the paper off the back. Don't forget, if you get frustrated with it, get something that you can pick. Sometimes I'll use a little seam ripper. Might even be good to use a little wooden skewer so you won't cut the edge of the fabric instead. Sometimes I will take a little squirt bottle and kind of squirt the paper part of it, which softens it, which makes it easier to pull away. Okay? So those are my tips. If somebody else knows another one. Also, let's say there's a lot of just little tiny pieces left on it. You can then take and roll like duct tape around your hand and pat all over it, or use one of those fabric roller. I put mine away. I had it out here earlier and I put it away. All right. So before we go back to your show and tell, I've got some very exciting news. Now, before you moan and groan and fall out of your chair, this is for New Year's Day. What I think of when I think of these mysteries, I think of it as something I do for myself after I've worked so hard to do for others for Christmas. And Mary Mayhem, and I've known her for years, and some of my best mystery quilts were written by Mary Mayhem. And I think did I make one last year? I was trying to remember. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before that, but I think it was last year. And now I'm wondering where it is and what did I do and where is it? I better figure that out. So anyway, this year, for New Year's Day, it is case number 146. This woman has been busy. And this is a totally free mystery quilt. Mary Mayhem. Okay, see all the information? Now, I cannot share this paperwork with you. You have to go to her website and sign up for it yourself. MaryMayhem.com, I do believe. And you can sign up for her newsletter. Yep, MaryMayhem.com. Okay, so you go to her site, you sign up. Now, I gave her a tip. That's because she's always been so good. But you don't have to give a tip. This is free. But if you wanted to share a little bit just to help her keep it going, because it cost her money to do this. And we are so grateful that she does. She gives the best instructions on because you don't know what this is going to look like. And she gives the best instructions to help you pick out your fabric so that you will be happy with what you create. And I think that's what makes her, without the bugs mixed in. But I love her. She gives such good information that you end up really happy with the quilts. And I've shown you mystery quilts in the past, and almost all of them were from Mary. And so she's a lovely lady from New Jersey. She writes quilts. She used to do them on Patchwork Planet. I forget which way you say that, before it went out of business. And she still does it. So this looks like it's going to be fun. If any of you have those packs of 10-inch squares, she said they're perfect for this quilt. I'm doing this quilt out of my stash. So I'm going to find my own fabric. It's not going to cost me anything. So if you go to MaryMayhem.com and you signed up for her newsletter, then you can immediately download and print out the 2 first sheets. This is a chart that shows you if you make it this size, this is what you need, and this is what size it'll actually turn out to be. So here is all the information. I mean, look at the work she gives us. I mean, she does for us, because it has everything from crib, lap, quilts of valor size, twin, full, queen, and king. Okay? And I'm not going to make mine overly big. And then here is the sheet where she tells you how to pick out your fabrics and all. And like I said, I gave her a tip, but it's not required. It's just appreciated. She is a wonderful woman. She's been doing this for years, and her mystery quilts are second to none. Now, the reason I'm pushing this mystery quilt is that my quilting, my piecing skills went up tremendously because I started doing mystery quilts. And the reason it got so good is, the reason it got so, the mystery quilts had such a profound effect on me is, you do know I'm a little attention deficit, like squirrel, and I get distracted. Well, that means that I'm so anxious for the next step of the quilt that I just get through this step and don't always pay attention to details. The thing I love most about a mystery quilt is you do one step at a time, and you don't know where it's going. So you can't just assume and sew ahead. You have to wait for the next step. So that slows you down, makes you relax and focus. And focus is an amazing thing for a quilt maker. It makes all the difference in the world. So if you decide you want to do this, and I hope you'll use your stash, because if you do, it's not going to cost you extra money. What you'll do is you download these things, and that'll help you kind of start to pull out your fabric to the side. And I think she has a few. This is supposed to be a scrappy quilt, and she said you can even make it scrappier. So for your background, instead of buying a yard and a third, you can put together like enough fabrics that they'll work and make it a scrappy background, which I'm going to do. So see page 2 for yardages and cutting instructions. So here, okay. So in the top part of it, it tells you yardages you need of the different things. Then down here, there are cutting instructions. So you can, when you have time, you can take and slowly cut apart your quilt. Get yourself a nice big Ziploc bag. Keep everything in that bag. I also like to take masking tape and write down on this exactly what that is and what size. And I'll get little sandwich baggies and I'll write what's in what it is. In fact, this, it'll show you. Look at this. 93.5 inch centers. So I can use this again by putting masking tape on it, writing exactly what it is, so I'll know when the time comes, oh, that's what I need this for, and cut it up very neat and tidy. These cutting instructions seem very, very simple. So I'll just do this a little at a time, keep everything in a large Ziploc bag. She said Christmas Day, she's going to post the next clue. And that doesn't mean Christmas Day you've got to run, go get it, and do it. No, we're all busy on Christmas Day, or we're taking it easy. So, but what I'm thinking is this. I'm going to offer this to you. Anybody who wants to do it, or just, you don't have to actually make it. You just might want to come hang out with us and see what it's like. I'm going to do a Jitsi Day. Okay? I'm going to do a Jitsi Day where we can come in and sew together, and you'll watch me cut out the fabric. So like next, maybe Saturday, I'll let you know on our website, we'll do a cutting day. Okay? Then the day after Christmas, I'm going to do a Jitsi, and she'll have the first part of probably the sewing. Just do this, and you don't have to do it. But I find if you have everything cut out, and if you have whatever pre-sewing done, Then the actual day, which is New Year's Day, I'm going to do a Jitsi New Year's Day too. So that's 3 Jitsis. Next Saturday, the day after Christmas, December 26th, and then I'm going to do a Jitsi on New Year's Day, so that when these clues come out, we're going to be here sewing together. So I thought that would be a lot of fun. I don't really do anything special New Year's Day. I don't party the night before, and I don't do anything special. So I might let Mark watch whatever football games he wants. Hi, Robin. Robin Boyd, it's so good to see you. And so if you want to join me, you don't have to do any of this. But if you want a little companionship and we can sit and laugh and giggle and do this, then that's great. But you don't. I will put all the dates up on our Time to Quilt Groups IO site, and you can join us. And if you're not a member of our group and you'd still like to join so that you can participate in this with us, then please send me an email. Let me write our site, because I've been asking for things from y'all, like photos of your Christmas ornaments you've made. So send me anything at ourtimetoquilt@twc.com. And hopefully I spelled that right. Our Time to Quilt. I think I did. All right. So that way, if you want to participate in this with us, send me an email, say I'd like to join in. If you would like any of the information I talk about today, then send me, if you have photos to share of your ornaments, send me an email at Jitsi. It would be like having a Zoom. And I'll put up, oh, no problem, sweetie. And I will put up a little link on the Our Time to Quilt Groups IO site. And you just click on the link and you go, yep, I'd like to join in. And it's totally free. The link will take you to the Jitsi program, and then you just click to join in. So it's really, really simple. And I think you'll have fun with that. Okay. And I plan on, if we're going to do it this Saturday, I plan on being here. I'm going to try to get up a little earlier, and then we'll just cut until we're done cutting out. So, and please feel like if you think I just can't bear another project, then just come and bring what you want to work on, and we'll just chat. And we're trying to give Susan and Bonnie a break. They have been so busy. So what we're going to be working on, and for some of you, you might want to work on the Christmas block of the week. And, but what we're talking about now, Robin, is Mary Mayhem's mystery quilt. Okay. I've been doing these mystery quilts for 15 years, and they are a particular favorite of mine. They're absolutely free. If you feel like giving her a little tip, it'll show on her website how to give her a little tip donation, but it's absolutely free. Go sign up for the free newsletter. It'll allow you to download the first 2 pages. It'll allow you to come back Christmas Day or the day after, download the next page. And then on New Year's Day, on New Year's Day, usually starting around 10 a.m., you go to her website, and sometimes you have to refresh the website, that little kind of circle thing. And sometimes you have to, refresh the website. She'll give you, like every 2 hours, she'll give you another clue. And it usually takes you to about step 5 before you start to get an idea of what is this going to look like. So it's a lot of fun. But don't worry. Oh, no. No, listen, Miss Mary. I do not come doing makeup and hair. I might not even be wearing a bra. So I just come comfortable. That's where we're just who we are. But it's entirely up to you. You can also come to Jitsi and just not do the video part. You could just chat. The nicest thing about Jitsi is you get to talk. You don't have to type anything in. Yay! So it's entirely what you feel up to. And if you have the bandwidth, if you have still, I understand some of the, it's like some of this stuff, if you don't live in an area where you have reasonable internet, it can be tricky. But if you can't join in on Jitsi, maybe you can text us and or send us little post on the thing, and we'll include you, because we want everybody to feel involved. Okay. All right. So now I think it's time to go back and see your show and tell. I haven't gone through the folders. I hope I downloaded everything. Let me do a real quick check, because when you take the time to send me your photos, I like to use them. It means so much to me. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I downloaded Miss Polly's. She did an amazing quilt this week, and I want to make sure I have that. And I just love your work. You don't know how much you inspire me. It's so funny. People always want to thank me for doing these shows. I don't think anybody realizes how much I get from y'all. And I mean, I am so much more happy and productive now. I love what I do, and I love meeting y'all. Okay, hold on. I'm almost there, Miss Polly. I'm trying to get open your little folder here and making sure I've got, yes, I do have your picture. Okay, so wanted to make sure, because everything you send to me is precious. So, all right, here we go. If you ever want me to see something but you don't want it online, then just tell me, because I'll be very careful. I try to be very respectful of what you want. Okay, let me go to, hold on just a second. All right, here it is. All right. So now let's see, Miss B. Oh yeah, we'll show it one more time. This is definitely worth another look. Miss B's Tuscan quilt with the sunflowers. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the villa here, and then it's just wonderful. Wonderful work. Miss B is so talented. All right, who is next? It would really help if I put my glasses on. Miss Betty, this deserves definitely another look. Look at her wonderful binding tool star. So Missouri Star Quilts came out with this, and they still have it on their site, and they have a video to show you. But this is wonderful. We love it. Then she has an art quilt with a wonderful varied background and a wonderful butterfly. So what a talented lady Miss Betty is. I appreciate that so much. Then Miss Carol, oh my goodness, she has been a busy, very busy lady, and I love that she shares all this with us. Look at those hexies. I'm going to admire them very much, because I don't have what it takes to make them. And look at this undersea. I love this. This past year has been one of researching embellishment. And this takes the prize for embellishment. Beautiful, Carol. And then here is her Christmas block of the week. I can't wait to see what she comes up with when she puts it together. It is gorgeous. Then this, she told me, I think it started with a K, the kind of big stitching. I love it. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? Look at the little vignettes and these circles. I mean, this is so creative. And this is what you want it to be. So Thank you so much, Miss Carol. Kawandi, that's what it's called. Kawandi. I did it, Miss Carol. I did it. Kawandi. Isn't that amazing? I had to name it that because I knew I wouldn't forget it. I mean, yeah, that would be the only way. Whoops. That would be the only way I could still have it. Hold on just a second. I don't want to give everybody's email addresses out. Now, let's see. All right. Okay. Now, Miss Charlene Lawson. Boy, has she been busy. So one more look at her cutie pie Halloween quilt with plastic spiders that look way too real. And I love how she did the thread painting. And she's been working on Alex Anderson's latest quilt. I love that. So way to go, Miss Charlene. I love how busy you stay. Now I'm going to go back here. All right. Let's see. Christmas block of the week. Me. I'm not sure if I put much in here. Okay. I've shown you before the retreat. Let me just show you a few of these pictures. It was wonderful. It's in Denton, North Carolina. It's the Salvation Army's Camp Walter Johnson. And the wintertime activities pay for the summertime camps for very deserving children. So, okay, look at that view. Boy, I miss it already. I'll be going back in the spring, and I think that will be fun. Okay, and one more. Oh, this has Michelle's beautiful pineapple quilt block. She's going to make pillows out of these. So Michelle sent me that when I was down at the retreat. And then one more view of that. Is that gorgeous or what? All right. Now, whoops. Hold on. I will find it. Let me get back in here. There was something I did want to show. Where is... And then, let me see. Oh, it's somewhere I had a ideas for Quilt Thursday retreat show and tell. Here it is. So I'm going to put this on the slideshow and share with you the show and tell from our retreat. Now I have to apologize. Not all of my photos are very clear. But I thought you would still enjoy the show. Miss Kitty King made these, and she bought them from a special site, and oh my gosh, they were so pretty. They were a hit. And they're all different versions of cathedral windows around the world. Aren't they something? She's so talented. And this is Miss Becky Young's quilt. It is gorgeous. I love that the ladies come and can't wait to share with you the different things they've made. These are jeans pillows. Such a cool idea. Isn't that beautiful, especially this time of year? And I don't know who that is. And at the retreat, I got the binding partially put on there, so I'll be finishing that soon, too. I'm sorry I didn't get a better picture of that wonderful quilt. But they were moving along pretty good, and unfortunately, I couldn't keep up with it. Aren't they beautiful, though? You'll just have to imagine what it would look like if it were zoomed in right, more clear. This is Carol, and she is the most productive woman. Amazing. These are just the quilts that she did from last spring. Look at this. Is that just unbelievable? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful quilts. I think, we might be back. Yep, we're back to the beginning. All right, so now we'll move on to the next person for our own show and tell. And, Debbie. Okay. Here is our amazing Debbie Holt and her beautiful work. I love her dog. Is that the cutest? I love that cardinal. And I'm sure she has done more blocks of the Christmas quilt. We will, as soon as I can get caught up with them, I will. All right. Now, next is Miss Dolores. And I love that she shared with me her own African safari quilt. And look at that amazing background. Gosh, I love that. Okay, I'm going to put this on a slideshow too. Just beautiful. I love that one. Looks like confetti work on her sky. Just beautiful. Then she's done some Christmas block of the week blocks. And I love how, depending on the fabrics you use, the outcome is it's very personal. Okay, all right. We're back to the beginning. So thank you, Miss Dolores. All right. Now, Miss Jody, she's done, these are her Christmas block of the week. And then her amazing granddaughter and grandpa quilt. Isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I love that. I can't wait to see how it's looking now. All right. And then Kim, will show another, this is her final time of her crumb quilt. I'm going to work on my crumb quilt. I definitely have been missing doing it. There are times when there's nothing better than doing a mindless project. And to me, that crumb quilt is as close to mindless as you get. This is Miss Lisa's work. She is developing such a lovely, hold on just a second. Okay. She sent me this photo because it's something you can do with Dorset buttons. And it's fascinating. And then here are her collage quilts. She's really got an artistic eye, and we love them. Her son's getting this one for Christmas. And look at this wall hanging. That is absolutely amazing, with all kinds of different lamés and ribbons and just anything that she can find that has the look, that will give her the look she wants. She's so talented. So, when you see somebody like Jody and Lisa who have a strong voice, it comes right through. Okay, now Miss Mary's. Okay, I'll show you her Christmas block of the weeks. And this is the first paper piecing she's ever done. I think she has made huge strides. She's a very good paper piecer. So way to go. And then her cutest little Halloween quilt and her yard. If your yard is like mine, the trees are now finally just about fully bare. And look at that Christmas block. That's amazing. Whoops. Now, my finger just kind of got stuck there. That's a wonderful block. And then look at her beautiful fall scenery where she is. And that's her last Christmas block of the week that I have right now. So thank you, Miss Mary, for sending us all that. And then Miss Melanie, and she has some wonderful. I love how she did her own thing. And instead of white for that center diagonal line, she used charcoal. That is a wonderful look. Love her space. Look at that wonderful studio space. They do all kinds of things. And remember, her and her husband both quilt now. So how fun is that? And then she does all kinds of embellishment. And that's her husband's quilt he did. Really impressed. Beautiful job. So thank you for those photos, Miss Melanie. And right now, off the top of my head, cannot remember her husband's name, but I know I've known it in the past. Then Miss Patricia. I've got to check and see where Miss Patricia from Nova Scotia is. I missed her because I definitely want to keep seeing how her cross stitch is doing. I mean, that is really beautiful work and meticulous work. All right. So then I think we've got one. Oh, we've got maybe two more. Yay. Okay. Miss Polly has been, is this the Alex Anderson one? I'm trying to remember. But look at her New York beauty blocks. I love them. Way to go. And look at her newest landscape, the Thursday night project we worked on. Very unusual backgrounds. Boy, she nailed it. Isn't that wonderful? So that's why I'm thinking Miss Polly is ready to bump up to the next level of landscape quilting. Way to go. And then here is Miss Susan's that she's been busy working on. And I love it. Okay, I think that does it. You know what? I just cannot get used to the new time zone. And it's already getting dark outside. What do you mean? The only thing I've learned to love as I've gotten older is those long evenings are quite amazing for getting lots of sewing and crafting done. All right, everybody, you are wonderful. It has been so good to see. You just sent an email. Let me go check. Anybody else sent me an email? I'm going to go check. I'll be right back with what she sent me because I love getting photos. I love it. Let's see. Let me find it because this is too important. All right. Let's see. Whoops, let me go down to this one. Aha, it just came in. I just heard the little sound. So let's bring this up. Oh, pretty. Okay. Look what Miss Carol has been working on. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, Carol, that's wonderful. Boy, I tell you what, she could teach us a class on that. That is absolutely spectacular. Oh, look at this. Is that like a tamari ball? I love it. Look at that. Very good. Looks like she used DMC floss and she's doing some weaving on that. Ah, that's exciting. Okay. All right. Now let me go back up, make sure that there's nothing. Did anybody else send me anything? I think that might be about it. But don't forget to check out Bonnie Langenfeld. If you are liking learning about landscape and thread painting, make sure you check her out. All right. I think that is about it for today. Anybody have any questions? Why is this? Let me. I turned. There we go. I will get used to this camera. All right, let me see. Oh, painted with ink tints and watercolor, then embroidered. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Carol, for sending us that. That was beautiful. So please keep sending. I need some new photos. A lot of these that you saw today are going to cycle out. So send me some more. And it doesn't have to be something you're working on now. Let's say you did it a couple years ago. We want to see it. All right? Well, it's been great sharing the last Sunday of November in the year 2021. I was telling somebody the other day, you know what? This has been another tough year, I think. Better than 2020, but not a whole lot. So we deserve an amazing year next year. And I was telling somebody I kept waiting for 2021 to get better and now realize there's only 1 month left of it. So this year was a little bit better than last year. Let's hope next year is going to be amazing. So thank you so much, everyone. Christine, if you would like to join, please shoot me an email, and that way you can join us for the Jitsies that we're going to do. And I will put that information for the rest of you on our website, our group's IO, Our Time to Quilt. It has been so great spending time with you. I miss you. This Thursday night, we are going to be back and doing that landscape with the interesting background. Also, Mark's getting ready for a colonoscopy on Friday, and I'll need to be away from hearing him complain about having to do the pre-colonoscopy prep. You know what I mean? So I'm going to need that Art Quilt Thursday. So everybody have a great week. Please take good care of yourself. You can't take care of others unless you take care of you first, okay? All right. You are the best. Thank you for sharing all of this excitement. I feel like I'm 5 years old again, and I love it. So take good care. You are the best. Take good care. Aw, it is fun. Oh, the prep. Yeah, that kind of prep's not fun. All right, y'all take good care of yourselves. Have a great week. I'll see some of you Thursday, the rest of you next Sunday, where we're going to have actual Christmas crafts that at least I will have made to share with you. All right, send me your photos. Take good care. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Y'all are the best. Thank you. So nice seeing you, Kathy. Nice seeing each and every one of you.